Hey everyone, I'm Ryan. Welcome back to my channel. I'm going to do my best not to talk about the thing that's on everybody's mind today. I do want to talk about some stuff that I've noticed though from the pandemic situation that we're in. And I want several people to take notes on this though, for a few reasons. One group I would like to take notes is young people. The other group I would like to take notes is CEOs, big business owners, those people. So some of you might be thinking, well, but Ryan, those are on completely opposite ends of the spectrum. What could those groups of people, have to do with each other? I'm going to tell you what I think right now. During this pandemic, a lot of people have been put out of work. I think the numbers I saw as of yesterday, was like 6 million unemployment now or something, or I don't know what the numbers exactly are. There's a lot of unemployment right now because a lot of businesses were forced to close during this. So the reason I want young people to take notes on this, so when you're coming up through school and they're telling you what kind of jobs are the good kind of jobs to be getting, and then they're telling you what kind of jobs you don't want, you don't want like the low grade jobs. Well, the funny thing is right now, most people still working are in those low grade jobs or the jobs that are not, highly sought after. And I am so thankful to every one of those people who's still working. I'm one of those people still working. I'm a mechanic. Probably wouldn't be considered, a highly prestigious job by any means. But think about this. Most of your grocery store workers were considered vital infrastructure. Fast food restaurants, vital infrastructure. Truck drivers could not be more vital right now. Seriously. I would hazard to say they are keeping this country afloat, to be honest. They can't stop. They don't get to shut down because they're the ones bringing the stuff to the grocery stores, to the fast food restaurants that are allowing most of us to still eat. I unfortunately have to be on the road during this for my work. So I'm incredibly grateful to those people who are still keeping this country, turning. And we're not allowing we're not allowing ourselves to be brought to our knees. And then the reason I want some CEOs and business owners to take notes is remember this. Once this is all over, those people who you don't want to pay very high wages, those people who you want to only allow to work part-time so you don't have to give them full benefits, those people are integral parts of not only your company but this entire country. Those people who you would consider at the bottom are what's making everything still work. So while the CEOs sit in their thrones and watch everything going on below, they should remember that at any point, those employees could say, no, we're not coming in today. You can't make us work during this pandemic, so fuck you. We're not coming in. And that company would most likely come to a screeching halt during this time that you don't want to be coming to a screeching halt. I think those are good lessons for people to take away from this. I think that the CEOs should remember that these people are still working to keep our country going. Therefore, maybe they deserve a little bit higher wages than you're paying them. And young people, don't forget this. If you're someone who's in school and you can't go to school right now, or you're doing online stuff, or what have you, just remember that these jobs were considered, not prestigious or not what you want to go to college for, but these are now the jobs that are keeping us all alive, technically. So let's all just remember that and just remember to be respectful of that. Next time you want to complain about your grocery store clerk or your person who gave you the wrong food at the drive-thru or something, just remember that they're considered vital infrastructure right now. And to those of you who are out of work, my deepest apologies for that. Unfortunately, there's not much more I can do about that. I wish there was. All I can do is continue to do my job, which was considered vital infrastructure, in hopes that you can go back to your job as soon as possible. I want to see everybody get back to work. Scratch that. I don't want to see everybody get back to work. I want to see everybody get back to life, to a normal life, because it hasn't been going on very long here. It's not bad where I'm at, thankfully. It's going to get worse, I know it is. But I just want to see everybody get back to a normal life. That's really all I want to see. I think there's going to be some very big changes coming down the line, some of which I do not agree with. I was told by a buddy of mine who lives in Arizona, he lives in Yuma, that Yuma is starting the oh my gosh, curfews. I could not think of that. Yuma starting curfews, which I do not agree with at all. I'm very scared in terms of what we are giving up in terms of liberties and rights to feel safe at this point. And I think everybody needs to be aware of that and needs to think about where they're going to draw their line in the sand and say, no, you're not just going to tell me I have to be in by 10 o'clock at night on a whim. They better be willing to show some hard evidence that people need to be in at night in order to slow this down. I get a lot of the measures. Stay in, stay away from people as best you can because we're trying to flatten out the curve. I get it. However, like I said, some of these things, we're giving up a lot of liberties for this. So I just hope, that some of this stuff doesn't stick when this is all said and done. I would hate to see cities saying, well, curfews worked pretty good. Let's just keep it. I don't think that would happen. But anybody who's watched or listens to Joe Rogan, which I'm sure a ton of people, most people do, he said that a lot of stuff might stick after this. And hopefully it's not, bad stuff like that. Like, we're going to take your temperature every time you go into a room or, into a building. And if your temperature is high, we're going to call the cops on you. You might be sick. You might infect other people. Like, hopefully those are not the kind of things that stick. I would like to see some good changes, though, and I'm hoping that there are some good changes coming down the line. I would like to see anybody who's been able to work via, like, telecommunication, video calls, phone calls, alone, who's been working from home. I would like to see all of that stick. I would like people who are able to do that, once this is all over and once they try to tell us all, go back to work, nothing to see here, it's all fine. I'd like to have them tell their employer, no, I'm not coming back in. I've been working just fine from home for months, and it's been just fine. I'd like to see that stick. I'd love to see more people be able to work from home. And I think this will prove to a lot of people, if your company was telling you you can't work from home, then all of a sudden they sent you home and you worked just fine from home for months, possibly now. I'd like to hopefully see you be able to continue to work from home, because that's what's important in all of this. And it should really open everybody's eyes to that your family, your friends, your time you get to spend together and enjoy together is what's most important. I mean, because right now we're technically not even allowed to be around our friends. That sucks. I mean, I haven't seen my parents. My wife hasn't seen her parents because we are worried that, we don't want to go infect our parents. Our parents are technically in those age ranges that they could be susceptible to dying from this. So we don't want to accidentally us get sick and then not know it and go get our parents sick, or or whatever, or have them get my kids sick, which is the one biggest weight on my shoulders right now, is that I have to go to work and expose myself and then come home and expose my family. Now I know some people are going to say, well, you shouldn't go home then. You should stay away from your family for how long? And for how long am I going to stay away from my family while they just sit at home? I'm taking a risk, and I know that. And I hope nothing bad comes of that. But I can't just, for the foreseeable future, not see my kids. I can't do it. If I still have the capability to go see them, I want to see them. But like I said, I hope somebody gets something out of this. Let's all just stay strong. We're going to get through this together. I know we are. But remember what I said, too, about taking notes and finding out where your, line in the sand is going to be. Because for me personally, I'm not okay with them saying I have to have a curfew. I'm not okay with all of a sudden we're going to have, checkpoints set up all over the place to question me. Where are you going? Why are you going? Where's your paperwork to prove you're going there? I'm not okay with that. This is America. We don't have those kind of things. Let's all not forget that. We shouldn't have those kind of things. I'm not okay with things like martial law, and I would very much so hope that's not coming down the line. But if it does, we all need to be ready, because we're making sacrifices now that we think are just sacrifices now. And let's just hope they're not going to be things that stick in our future. So, that's all I have to say. Like I said, everybody please stay safe out there. Be nice to each other, especially right now. Right now, we don't need any more hate in the world. We need to all come together to get through this, because it's going to take everybody to get through this. So, cheers, and I hope to catch everybody in the next video.